Stay with this message until the very end, because if you are an Aquarius, there is something about you that has been quietly misunderstood for most of your life. Something people sense but cannot quite name. And once you hear this, many past experiences, reactions, and relationships will suddenly fall into place. You have likely been described as distant, hard to reach, emotionally removed, or even cold, not because you lack feeling, but because others struggle to understand a type of depth that does not announce itself loudly. The truth about your detachment is not simple, and it is rarely talked about, because most people are not built to operate from the same internal altitude that you naturally inhabit. Aquarius, you are not detached because you do not care. You are detached because you perceive more than most. And you learned early on that not every emotion, thought, or inner truth needs to be exposed in order to be real. Where others rush into emotional expression, you instinctively pause, observe, and take in the full picture. This pause is often mistaken for absence, but in reality, it is awareness. You feel deeply, but you feel selectively. You understand that emotional energy is powerful, and once it is given freely to the wrong place, it cannot always be taken back unchanged. So you choose. You filter. You watch first. This is not fear. This is intelligence. Your detachment comes from your mind being wired for patterns rather than impulses. You notice what repeats, what contradicts itself, what feels aligned, and what does not. While others are swept into moments, you stand slightly outside of them, not because you are disconnected, but because you are trying to understand where the moment is leading. You don't get lost in emotional noise easily, and this can confuse people who rely on emotional intensity as proof of connection. To you, clarity is connection, truth is intimacy, and calm is often deeper than chaos. In relationships, this trait becomes especially misunderstood. You do not fall in love blindly, and you do not attach simply because there is chemistry or attention. Your heart waits for your mind to feel safe. You need shared values, mutual respect, and space to remain yourself. When those things are present, your loyalty runs deep. But when they are missing, your energy pulls back without drama. People may interpret this as emotional unavailability, but what they are really seeing is your refusal to lose yourself just to maintain closeness. You understand, perhaps better than most, that love without freedom slowly becomes a cage, and you were never meant to live behind emotional bars. Aquarius, you often outgrow people, not because you think you are better, but because you are constantly integrating lessons and moving forward internally. While others repeat the same emotional cycles, you absorb the meaning of experiences and release what no longer serves growth. This can make your exit seem sudden to those who do not see your inner process, but nothing about your detachment is impulsive. It is the result of quiet realization. You leave when conversations no longer expand, when environments stagnate, and when connections begin to limit rather than inspire. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. There is also a hidden weight that comes with being mentally ahead of your time. You sense changes before they arrive. You see outcomes before they are obvious, and you recognize truth before it is widely accepted. This naturally creates distance because not everyone can meet you where you are standing. Over time, you learn how to be alone without feeling lonely, how to stand in your own space without needing constant validation. Your detachment becomes a form of self-stability, a way to stay grounded in a world that often feels emotionally reactive and overwhelming. Here is something important to understand and keep private. Not everyone deserves an explanation for who you are. Some people will label your calm as coldness because it highlights their own emotional chaos. Others will try to pull you into intensity because your steadiness makes them uncomfortable. You do not need to defend your boundaries or soften your nature to be understood. Your clarity is not cruelty, your space is not rejection, and your detachment is not a flaw to be corrected. The real truth, Aquarius, is that your detachment is the very thing that allows you to see clearly, love consciously, and move through life without losing yourself. You were never meant to attach in the same way others do. You were meant to observe, understand, and elevate. When you stop apologizing for your distance and start honoring it as wisdom, everything begins to align naturally. Take what resonates, leave what does not, and remember this: your detachment is not the absence of feeling, it is the presence of awareness.